Drones just forced a NATO capital to ground the entire civilian UAV fleet.
You can't keep getting away with it!
Chinese fighter jets ran constructive kill drills on a British frigate.
A succulent Chinese meal.
And BRICS finance chiefs used UN week to close ranks on tariffs and trade pressure.
I'm trying to be respectful and not get bricked up.
I am Mandatory Fun Day. This is Worldwide Wednesday. Here's everything you need to know in a couple minutes. At the end, as always, I will be reading my favorite comments. They are not all nice to me. So if you don't like me, watch until the end, because you'll see me read things that are mean about me that other people said. Starting off with NATO. We had a military committee meeting in Riga, Latvia.
Because collective defense is built on the strength of every ally.
NATO's military committee, its top military authority, convened all 32 chiefs of defense in Riga. The agenda prioritized integrated air and missile defense, counter-UAS, unmanned aircraft systems, and execution of the new regional defense plans. U.S. Chairman of the Joint Chiefs held billets on interoperability and readiness margins. Briefings emphasized faster sensor-to-shooter timelines across the Baltic North Sea corridor. Takeaways stressed resilience against hybrid threats, cyber, electronic warfare, sabotage, stuff like that. I would expect more frequent air policing surges and joint counter-UAS drills in Northern Europe this fall. The MC is clearly accelerating data fusion between air, maritime, and ground sensors, shrinking response windows for incursions. The emphasis on hybrid resilience means infrastructure protection, that's ports, rails, and energy, gets more NATO-level exercise time. And Baltic allies should see short-range air defense and EW rotations increase to close low-altitude gaps. Bottom line is the alliance is hardening the day-to-day posture, not just crisis playbooks. If you had to pick one upgrade for the Baltics first, what would it be? I want to hear. And don't say flamethrower dogs again. Don't say that again. Silly. Drone sightings in Denmark have triggered week-long civilian UAV pauses. NATO, they don't know what to do. Denmark reported new drone sightings over and near armed forces locations as it prepared to host European summits. Authorities banned civilian drone flights nationwide for the week as a precaution. Allies, coordinated via NATO, boosted vigilance and counter-UAS presence across the Baltic Sea approaches. Local security focused on hardening Copenhagen venues and airspace. The step follows several Nordic airspace alerts this month tied to drones. Denmark just became a live testbed for layered counter-UAS around dense urban targets. Lessons will export to other capitals hosting high-profile events. I would expect expanded no-drone zones, mobile RF jammers, and closer radar and data fusion across certain regions. The Allied surge demonstrates days, not weeks, responsiveness for host nation support, which is really, really cool. And civil aviation authorities will likely codify rapid UAV grounding procedures tied to threat levels. The net effect is a repeatable Summit Shield playbook for Europe. Well, I honestly, where do you guys think this is going? Are we going to need permits to have drones soon? What's going on? Moving on over to the United Kingdom. The PLA, or the Chinese military, ran constructive drills on HMS Richmond in the Taiwan Strait. British outlets reported Chinese fighter jets performed simulated missile attack runs on the Type 23 frigate HMS Richmond during a transit this month. The UK carrier HMS Prince of Wales was closely shadowed by other warships. The maneuver stopped short of weapons release and was used to probe reactions. The UK officials emphasized safe professional navigation in international waters, and reporting emerged in the last 24 hours from multiple outlets. London is likely to publicize procedures in ROE for future transits to deter close-in harassment without escalating. ROE is rules of engagement. It's like the left and right limits that a military commander has to employ some kind of effect, usually some kind of tangible weapon effect. I would expect stronger electronic support during future narrow strait passages. The episode teaches escort groups to treat no-fire, high-pressure drills as training reps for sensor discipline and comms brevity. The UK is more than likely going to do an after-action review. 3 ups and 3 downs. Pass that on to allies. If you're in the military, you get that joke. Now, they really will do the after-action review, but it'll probably be more in-depth than that. The net effect is that the channel stays open and the deterrence by presence rhythm continues. Fawn means freedom of navigation. For those of you non-seafaring folk. The video is not over, but let's talk about the mandatoryfunding.com. That's where you've got all my merch. If you want to support me further, you absolutely don't have to, but I really appreciate it. On the website, we've got a link for regulation compliant shirts that you can wear under your uniform if you're in the military, and we've got a membership section where I put exclusive content. Members also get 20% off. Let's get back to the video. Germany now has a permanent brigade in Lithuania. Germany advanced its first permanent post-World War II overseas brigade commitment in Lithuania, standing up key logistics enablers. The brigade draws doctrine from Ukraine war lessons. Their goal is approximately 4,000 to 5,000 troops by 2027. The emphasis area is short-range air defense, ISR, and counter-drone. The deployment is designed as a deterrent tripwire on NATO's northeastern flank. Reporting in the last week details kit choices and posture. I would expect more pre-positioned stock. You'll hear military like logistics guys refer to it as prepo, and it just means basically sitting caches of something that, military elements need. I would expect hardened rail and road nodes and air defense integration with Lithuanian units through 2026 and 2027. The brigade will likely rotate counter-UAS packages and engineer units to speed mobility and crisis. Berlin's move signals predictable presence, not episodic exercises, raising credibility with Baltic allies. Expect tighter NATO mobility corridors mapped to brigade requirements. The net effect is going to be a thicker forward layer that complicates any opportunistic probing. They want to be able to shut that kind of stuff down. Let's move on over to BRICS. A BRICS joint media statement highlighted unity on reform themes and economic coordination. Expect near-term progress in trade facilitation, customs digitization, port data sharing, rather than currency experiments. Coordinated statements give members a low-cost unity narrative while domestic priorities diverge. The bloc will likely emphasize energy and commodity settlement pilots where bilateral ties already exist. External tariff pressure tends to tighten coordination, at least rhetorically. I would watch for working level groups to present timelines before year end. The only question I have for this is, do you guys ever think BRICS is going to get its stuff together?
Get it all together and put it in a backpack. All your
Let's talk India. The Indian Army's Spear Corps ran exercise drone specifically in Arunachal Pradesh. They were rehearsing drone and counter-drone tactics with ITBP. The drills validated target acquisition, RF jamming, and force protection in contested EW conditions. National media flagged India's largest to date combined drone counter-drone exercise set for early October. Broader modernization aims to mainstream attritable drones and loitering munitions across echelons. The push aligns with mountain front realities and lessons from recent border crises. I would expect procurement to swing towards swarms, loiterers, and RF cyber interdiction kits paired with soldier-level training. The Army will likely standardize counter-UAS SOPs and push inter-service drills to align Air, Army, Navy TTPs. Given terrain, India will scale portable sensors and tethered ISR for persistent coverage. Industry partnerships should expand domestic content while integrating commercial off-the-shelf solutions. The fact is probably going to be drones and counters become baseline kit, not like boutique add-ons for special units. Do you think India should invest more in swarm technology, man-portable drones that people can just carry with them, long-endurance sensors? What do you guys think? I am Mandatory Fun Day. This was Worldwide Wednesday, and that was everything you needed to know in a couple minutes. Let's talk about some comments. Creeper2K4 said, I can't believe how stoked I am to learn about Zoids. You have the best content on the web, Austin. Thank you. Using the old government name there. Goodness, am I in trouble? Zoids was one of my favorites. I recently started a series called Simpler Time Saturday, where I want to bring people back to a simpler time. And the first video that we did was Zoids. Did pretty well. Zoids was one of my favorites. You should cover Metabots next. We got a Metabots video up too. Do Beetleborgs next. Great vid, by the way. Beetleborgs is sick. Honest to God, I liked it better than Power Rangers, but they just didn't have that many, I think they only had one season or maybe a handful of seasons. But I would literally, me and my brother would do the Beetleborgs transformation in the living room like freaking nerds. Like freaking nerds! Switching over to the geopolitics comments now, if I were India, I would be making deals with China. I would not break contracts with the US, as that is problematic, but I would start making deals so I could later. Oh, wow, that's a dark comment, Ostra Wolf. But I mean, yeah. That would be a solid plan by India. I hope it doesn't happen. You never want to break contracts with the U.S. It's not good. Also, I'm wearing very short shorts right now, and my thighs are sweating all over this chair. Amos B2B says, as always, a powerful delivery and hilarious graphics. The algorithm has been good to me recently to bring your content. Thank you. Great video as always. Informative and funny. The DVS one. Thank you very much, DVS. You know, if I can make people laugh and inform them, that is like the ideal. You know what I mean? Like that is, I really want to bring people joy. I really want to make people happy. I really want to make people laugh. And I just can't, I'm living my dream. You know, a lot of you guys support me by buying merchandise and stuff like that. And it really just means so much. I literally get to make people laugh and make a living at it. So that's really cool.